Good evening, everybody. My name is Randall Hines. I am an assistant professor of computer-aided design and drafting. I'm here to talk about the computer-aided design and drafting degree, and also which is an associate degree, and also the engineering transfer degree. So the AES transferred to Illinois universities. So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. I'm going to go through this PowerPoint, and then I'm going to share some other screens with everybody. So as you really think about it, technology is changing constantly across the board with everything we do. Engineering is really at the forefront of job creation over the next decade, mainly because of what the state of Illinois has done with the transportation bill, plus what Mr. Biden is planning on doing with the transportation and infrastructure bill within the United States. That's going to create a lot of jobs, and it's actually going to create a lot of demand for drafters, designers, and engineers. So why is this hot? Well, an associate degree in computer design and drafting, the median annual salary for a drafter is $56,000. I am well connected with the industry. Besides myself being the only full-time faculty, the rest of the faculty that work in industry, our adjuncts work in industry on a day-to-day basis. We offer both day and night classes. Most of our classes, I'd say not most of them, all of our classes have some kind of work-based learning opportunities with them. That can be either we're doing real live action work that'd be done in industry in our classrooms through projects, project-based design, and or doing internships and so forth. Now, when you sit there and look at the median annual pay for a drafter, we've been very successful at Waubonsee over the last 8 years in helping students get the very entry-level positions within industry. Currently, I've got 7 jobs open that my students right now are applying for, with just 1 year of school behind them, where they've taken 3 or 4 classes in computer-aided design and drafting. And they're actually going to be interviewing positions that start in the range of $20 to $25 an hour. So when you think about that, $15 an hour is $30,000 a year. And that's kind of where we were, 6, 7 years ago. And now the starting salary for just entry level, not even having a degree, has jumped to $20 to $25. So I want to we talk about our day and evening classes, and this is kind of why I mentioned this ahead of time. We've got our program designed where you can take day or evening classes your first year. And then ultimately what we want to do is get you working in industry, to get you applying what you've learned and learn on the job while you take your advanced level classes. So all of our advanced level classes, which you'd normally take your second year, are all set up to be evening classes to allow you to work during the daytime and actually make money. And a couple of our companies, just name off a couple that we've got, Nicor, Ian Engineering, Taylor Construction out of Joliet. These companies have tuition reimbursement. So after you've worked there, I believe it's either 3 months or 6 months, they will actually pay for your classes if you want to if you're continue on. They actually encourage you to continue on. So let's take a look at the program options. So we have an associate degree in engineering science. It's a transfer degree. And then we also have associate degree in applied science, which is computer-aided design and drafting. Within that degree, we got what we call 3 pathways. We've got design, mechanical, and architecture. Now, depending on your goals and objectives, you can also go after a certificate. So let's say that you may come into the college with already an associate degree. Then you can actually go after a certificate. And instead of taking all the general ed classes and the electives, you just take a specific amount of classes, and you can achieve a design degree, a mechanical degree, or an architectural degree, a certificate of that. So those are options. Now, when you sit here and think about associate degree in engineering science transfer degree, so this is designed for Illinois universities for students to go to Waubonsee or any community college for 2 years and then transfer into any Illinois school as a junior. So you don't lose that experience or the years from going to a community college. Now, with our associate degree in applied science, computer aided design and drafting degree, we have articulation agreements with universities. So we have one with NIU, we've got one with SIU, and we've got one with ISU. Now, the NIU and the SIU, there's a couple different options. You can do a 3+1, or you can do a 3+2. ISU, all we have is a 2+2. So you get your associate degree, then you transfer down there and you do 2 complete years there to get your degree. Now, give the difference between 3+1 and 3+2. The 3+1, you ultimately end up getting a degree in engineering technology. So that puts you in a position to be a manager, supervisor, running a CAD department or an engineering department. Now, if you go down the pathway of 3+2 with either NIU or Southern Illinois University, then ultimately you come out of there with an engineering degree, whether it's a mechanical engineering degree or a civil engineering degree. Architecture typically is another year. Most architects have to have their master's degree to get them prepared to start taking the certifications, become a licensed architect. And if you have any questions as we go through this, please go ahead and pop them in chat. We've got chat up, and I'm willing to stop and answer any questions as we go through. So the next slide here is why study CAD and engineering at Waubonsee. Well, first of all, I come from industry. I spent 18 years working in industry. I taught at high school for 8 years prior to coming to Waubonsee, where I've just finished up my 8th year teaching here. So we try to bring our industry experience to our classrooms. If you take a look at our adjuncts who teach our night classes and our advanced classes, these are individuals who work in industry full-time, utilizing the software that they teach at night. So you're getting experience and teaching and learning and mentoring from people who have worked in industry or currently still work in industry. We stay active with all the current software and technologies. We've got some of the most powerful machines at the college in our labs. We've got a new state-of-the-art innovation design center in Plano. And that campus, we've got 18 workstations. We got a prototyping lab with 3 Ultimaker 5S's. We've got a laser cutter to be able to cut out walls and so forth to construct a home design or a building design for our architectural students. We also have a high-end Stratasys F170 3D printer. So all of our equipment is state-of-the-art. We offer classes at both the Sugar Grove campus and at the Plano campus. So when you think about community college, why do people come to the community college? Mainly because the cost. So we're sitting there at $132 per credit hour, which is a really exceptional value. It's low tuition and easy payments. You can compare that against the universities up there of what it costs per year. And if you hear and you follow any of the news, potentially in the future, depending on what our government does, they're talking about making community college free. So the value is really exceptional. Affordability. Waubonsee can help you pay through with financial aid. We also have a lot of scholarships. So for the 2020 and 2021 academic year, we issued 367 scholarships to 325 students. Now these are either partial or full scholarships, depending on which scholarship you go after. So again, we start talking about transferability. So this goes back to the slide where we talked about engineering and CAD and the transferability through the state of Illinois. So we actually have dedicated advisors and counselors who work with you one-on-one to make sure you're taking the right courses. I, as a full-time faculty member, am also available to sit there and help you plan out your semester. or your first year, maybe your second year. We can sit down and go through that. So besides the counselors and advisors, myself as a full-time faculty, I'm available to mentor and help students with their college choices. Our transfer pathways and partnerships ensure a nice, smooth transfer. That's where we were talking about earlier. When you look at, we have transfer guides with Illinois, University of Illinois, NIU, Aurora University, and more. So there's many universities we have articulation agreements with their transfer guidelines with. We have specific ones for computer-aided design and drafting and engineering with University of Illinois, NIU, and SIU. So let's take a look at the transfer guide. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to skip this slide. I'll go into some other stuff that'll talk about that, because that was actually computer science. All right, so we work with you to remove obstacles. So one of the things Waubonsee has done over the past year and a half is we've actually changed our modality of how we teach classes and how we offer classes to make it the college experience easy and accessible to all students. So we offer face-to-face, online, hybrid, sync online, or flex. Now, let me kind of go through this. So face-to-face, everybody should be familiar with that. It's just, we're meeting face-to-face for the X amount of hours per week. And typically our classes meet, either if it's 1 day a week, it's 3.5 hours, or if it's 2 days a week, it's still the 3.5 hours, but divided over 2 days. The online classes, we offer one online class within the CAD degree. And that's if you're going down the mechanical pathway. There are other online classes for your general electives. We offer a lot of online classes, and so your electives also can be taken online. We offer hybrid. Hybrid is a modification. It is online and face-to-face. So like last semester when we had to deal with the pandemic, we were meeting face-to-face so many days a week, and then we were actually doing the rest of the stuff online. And then there's sync online. The difference between sync online and online is online, it's an online class. It's self-paced. You go through, you've got assignments to do on a week-to-week basis. Your instructor will be grading your stuff and be available for chat, for help through office hours and so forth. All of our online classes have a discussion board, so that's another way to discuss the content and material with your other classmates and students. The sync online is, instead of being online where you're self-paced, you're actually getting the instruction from an instructor via Zoom. So just like this call right here, I just actually, prior to this, got done with a class that I'm teaching online, sync online. So we met for an hour and a half through Zoom. We went through all the lectures, the material, Q&A, and then actually allowed students to do some work while they had access to the instructor. So that's the sync online. Flex is the next modality. Currently at this point, none of the CAD classes or engineering classes are set up for Flex, but just to explain what Flex is, because we do have a lot of classes that are Flex based. So Flex is, you can either attend class face-to-face, you can either do it online, or you can actually do it sync online. Every class period is recorded for those students who want to do it completely online. They are broadcasted at the class time. That's the sync online. So it's a little bit of a combination of face-to-face, online, or sync based on your needs. So let's say that you've got a job that has you traveling every now and then, or you've got work where your work schedule changes. So let's say that you can attend the class face-to-face for the first 2 weeks, but then you got a conflict week 3. And let's say the conflict is that you're going to have to do that class online. Then that class is recorded, and then you just go out and on your own do the online session. The next one is we will assess prior learning and college credits. So if you come to the college with some prior learning or some work experience, we will assess that. If you come to the college with any kind of certificate in a particular program, we have worked hard to actually set up pathways and articulations so that if you come into, let's say you come into the drafting program and you want to take AutoCAD 1, and you come in with AutoCAD user certification, that actually counts towards that class. So you don't have to take CAD 102. So you can go on to take the next class. Waubonsee has a wide array of support services and free tutoring and tech support. Our IT department's available. I believe it's from like 7 to 10 every day, and then they got limited hours on weekends, but they are available. Our library staff is available. We've got a great library staff. We also have, as part of our counseling and advisory areas, we got a career group. And I work with them really closely, and they help us find intern positions and entry-level positions for students. They will also help you with your resume. They'll help you with if you want to create a LinkedIn profile. And they'll actually, if you get an interview for a certain position, you can set up a meeting with them, and they'll actually go through an interview process, do a mock interview to help you and prepare you for that area. So learning more and getting started. So career coaches tool and the career explanation is there. Waubonsee EDU career development. If you have prior college credits, you can begin with an academic and career advisor. You can schedule those appointments through the academic and career advising. There's a phone number there, 630-466-2361. If you do not have prior college credit, begin with the admissions. Schedule an appointment with an admission advisor. You can do that at the phone number 630-466-5756. If you have questions and you want to go down this pathway of computer-aided design and drafting or engineering, and before you go talk to the counselors and advisors and set up your classes, if you want to talk to myself, I am available. I will put my information in the chat. So registration for the summer. The current registration for summer is open. It's online and in person. Summer classes begin May 24th. This is a great opportunity for you to take a general education class, math, science, so forth, so that you can get your college career started and get used to taking college level classes. Currently, we do not offer any computer-aided design classes or engineering classes during the summer. We guide our students to take the electives and take the general education classes. Registration for the fall opens on Monday, May 3rd at 8 a.m. in the morning. You can do this online, in person. Classes will fill up fairly fast. Register is early. The fall semester begins August 23rd. And that's we have a 16-week semester with a fall break. Questions? There's a couple areas here that you can go to get information. Waubonsee.edu CAD. You can go to Waubonsee.edu admissions, or you can go to Waubonsee.edu financial aid. And I'm just going to switch screens here and get out of the PowerPoint. So if you go to the Waubonsee CAD, you're going to end up at this area here. And this is a computer-aided design and drafting program. We give you an overview, kind of a little bit of what we talked about here, studying computer-aided design and drafting. You can actually see students in our labs. This is here, AutoCAD 2.1. That's me working with a student on one of our 3D printers. So this is where you can go through, you can meet the faculty, get a list of the faculty out there, look at the cost and payments working in computer-aided design and drafting. As I stated earlier, we've got the computer-aided design and drafting degree. And I don't know why I clicked on that because I already got it open. So within the computer-aided design and draft degree, we have general classes that every student takes. Then we got the architecture. And these are the core classes that you take within those certificates. And then we got the mechanical. Give you a little idea of just the different levels of classes that you take. Then also we got the engineering transfer, the AES degree. So we've got 3 pathways: electrical engineering, industrial engineering, and mechanical engineering. We have an Instagram page, so if you want to follow us on at Waubonsee CAD, you'll actually see some of the individual design projects students do, whether it's a 3D printed product or a laser cut product. So definitely check us out there. You can actually then see what students are currently doing, and that's the stuff that I've posted in the last couple of weeks, or what they've done in previous semesters. You'll also see out there pictures of our new Plano campus. You can get a hold of me at rhines@waubonsee.edu. And I want to thank you for joining us. As again, my name is Randall Hines. I'm assistant professor of computer-aided design and drafting. I'm here to answer any questions you have, even if it's 2 or 3 days later or 2 or 3 weeks later, or maybe during the summer you have a question. Send me an email. Even though I do not teach during the summer, I, as with most students, get their email on their cell phone, and I see it, and I will typically respond within a day or two during the summertime. But I do want to thank you all for attending, and have a good night and good week. And hopefully we see you on campus in the fall.